Hello, y'all. I am Minister Patrick Merrick here back again. There could not have been a Harriet Tubman story if it wasn't for her supporting cast members. The lesson of the Underground Railroad, the inner workings behind the scenes. This is particularly important for those who tend to generalize and stigmatize a particular group, like the narrow-minded bigot who wants to categorize all black people as criminals, but will turn around and steal a package right off their neighbor's front doorsteps. And those blacks who are so full of hate that they want to label all white folks as racist. You cannot talk about the success of the Underground Railroad without mentioning the supporting cast of good-natured white folks who put their own lives in jeopardy. People like Isaac Hopper, a Quaker, a white brother in Christ, established the first, which would come to be known as a cell of the abolitionist underground, a station stop to hide runaways in his own home. He organized a network of safe haven and cultivated a web of information so as to learn the plans of fugitive slaves, hunters. There are much more he did, but don't have the time to go into detail. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Best describe my next example of a white friend of the black slave, John Brown Jr., the son of John Brown. He, like his father before him, took part in the Underground Railroad, harboring runaways at his home and warehouse, and established an anti-slave catcher militia following the 1850 passage of the Fugitive Slave Act, which allows slave catchers to go into free state and recapture runaway slaves. He, along with several of his sons, made slave catching a risky business. He led raids on plantation, freeing slaves, a brother who walked the walk and talked the talk. Looking back on hindsight, I can agree with the saying, good things come to those who wait on the Lord. If you recall, I told you all how I had to persevere, putting in 30-some applications before landing my first auto mechanic job. I can honestly say, looking back now, I couldn't have landed or asked for a better situation than the one I got. Although I was the only black guy there, color never became a barrier. Once the party lines were established, there were only the four of us: Ernie, the middle-aged white supervisor who hired me, and the two white mechanics, Steve and Wayne, real cool guys. Looking back on my career as an auto mechanic, this place and these guys helped me to establish a solid foundation as an auto mechanic, which will carry me a long way in this field. The primary lesson here: every white person doesn't mean you harm.